Hello and welcome. It is the final day of October, the 31st of such, and the year's 2021. My name is Derek. This is the Money Charts channel. I don't know how uploading is going to be working in these videos moving forward, so this very easily could be the last. I will give contact information within this video. Reason is to use the page you use to manage videos and such as a creator. You have to use phone verification, and I'm not a big fan of Google and such, and there's no way I want to do so. And I really want to. It's really weird. I want to stop doing videos, but I don't. It's like so weird. Which means that where I will end up going, I still will keep on trying to do it here. I will, of course, again, give my email address. This is the Bitcoin chart going way back when, over 2 years ago, middle of May 2019. Back at this point, Bitcoin a little under 10,000. After it was breaking out from the 3,000 low, we had like this beautiful run up, and then yada yada, this descending triangle with major support north of 6,000. Then it broke with like an elevator ride down, consolidated between 3 and 4,000 for a significant period of time, and then was making a move higher. Made a video on that during this time frame, and thanks Dale for letting me know about this because I totally forgot about it. And the video was called Bitcoin Fibonacci Update, and the date was February the 28th of 2 years ago. And what I stated was going to occur was a retracement that would go back down to about 6,000. And then it would shoot up to this 20,000 level, consolidate there for a little while, and then have a nice clear consensus breakout, which is what I put in, go to like 40,000. Long retracement, then make it up to about well over 60,000, come back down to below 30. And what actually ended up happening was it extended a little further, then it did go down towards this level a little bit here, I suppose. And then we get up to this 20,000, but it really didn't spend much time there. Go up to about 60 and then fall down to below 30. Yada, yada, yada. I also put these lines in, but here's the deal. It's already broken resistance, so right click and remove drawings. You can't see where the button was, but Fibonacci, not in place. So you know what? Let's figure out some upside. It's really from this low. Key low, key high. Which I'm not going to get much of a difference either way. If I go to 3,000 low or 4,000 low, the only difference is the upside targets would probably be a little bit higher than the 3. But yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I want to find out what the 61.8% down move is, which would translate to 38.2. This high was about 63 change. I don't even need the exact number. So what I do is with a calculator, take like 63 whatever, and then the low was about 3,100. I want to find out what the 38.2 number is, which is like 98.28. So I'm going to do the 60. This is the upside target. If it hits, it hits. What yada yada yada. I'm going to talk just a little bit more about Fib. Okay, so that would be 200K as the up target, which is interesting that the down number hits 31 just because it's whatever. So then, let's continue further. Within the Bitcoin chart as it is, key high from this amazing breakout, correctionary low with a lot of consolidation time amongst such, has a move that is a lower high to this. Okay, you have that move, okay. Really important to make the higher low. Oh wow, what a beautiful higher low it was. And then breaks this level. Then you have the key high to key low here. Breaks this resistance on like October the 5th. Moves up and then microscopically has broken that, and now it's been congested. And ever since the date of like October 14th, so for 2+ weeks, consolidating pretty much at this high. How do you do? Question mark. So then, moving back forward to this, what I drew. 30,000 views 10 years ago. Fibonacci Retracement Part 1 intro. So I think it was like 6, 7 parts, 5 parts anyway. And I've been here for a while. That's one thing, basically, what I'm saying. Oh, by the way, this is just, I like watching football. Meatloaf's one of my favorite bands. And then Jim Cornette on Hot Lies and Hulk Hogan. Just an interesting thing to watch. But then my whole mix of money charts there. It's one of my charts there. But I was proud of doing this. But this is my early stuff. But I'm basically another way of putting it. I'm kind of experienced now when it comes to the mathematics upon that. And as far as contact info, you can reach me at Endless Mountain. I spelled it right. 2008 numbers. The number, and that's just not the year. I think it was 2007, so I thought I'll do the next year. Whatever, I don't know why, but and then at yahoo.ca. The main topics and stuff that I'm really focused on. Of course, there's a crypto, math and gambling. That's something. Well, the last time in which I ever had, or was on anyone's payroll, we could say, been at a job, if you will, someone being on a payroll for somebody, was shortly after Hurricane Katrina, which was in the year 2005. And it was because of Katrina in which I quit my job. For days after it hit New Orleans, it was now on the shores of Lake Ontario. And nowhere near as bad as it was coming on shore, but I had a job where every hour I had to walk around a factory plant. And doing it on that day was pure hell. And it was like, do I really need this? And at the stage, I'm probably reading some sort of poker magazine or Doyle Brunson Super System 2 while I'm working. And I'm probably going to go home and play some online poker when I'm done. And then online poker, after I quit that job, was just working. I've only once ever applied for a job, and I don't know. It's a long story. Surprised I didn't get it. It was a job I worked at before. It's just, well, this is like a gimme job. Why the heck didn't they call me? Then I found out years later this guy gets hits with fraud in the company. Okay, yeah, he would have known. I would have caught him. So at that point, it was like, I don't know why I was doing it either, because I really didn't even need the job too bad. And I've just never ever needed it because I've been relatively successful amongst this, the gambling aspect, whether it be fantasy sports, poker, and of course, trading the market. And these markets are quite volatile at times. This is DGB against the Bitcoin, going down, but Bitcoin's been going up in this time though, so it's actually holding on there pretty good. But amongst the single hour term, what the heck? That's not how it went. Okay, better. This monster move. You can see here just going up earlier today like this. And as it was, I had an alert at 92. If it could go north of 92, I wanted to make a sale. And then the alert went off, but I had stuff to do. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'll get in a bit. Then I look over and I see it's like 102. Oh, yeah, it was 102 on the way down. And I'm like, oh man, it was 120. I missed it. Well, I might as well get the one sale. And then I deposited more coins. And well, I put this here, 105. I put a sell order for 109. So I was thinking, okay, well, it's going to have a comeback rally, but I missed it. I could have put it lower, and I mean, it would have been sicker had it went up to 108, or had I put 106 in, or a failed 105 bid, or ask, whatever. But no, it's just how it went. And one of the reasons why I did or what I'm trying to do for it is a flip from what I did yesterday as Hedera hash graph. Had an interesting move where it went from 658 up to about 730 and then backed out. So I sold Hedera at this time for DGB. So now I want to sell DGB for Hedera, but I haven't got the trade back in yet. So whatever. But I did sell DGB for another coin. Theta wasn't that, but it had a good run today as well too. And it's one of those giveth and taketh away kind of deals for the most part. It's still successfully holding this previous level of resistance, but it had a breakout from 1100 Satoshi up to 1381 and then back down to 1170. But I was able to get in and do a lot of trading at this upper. And it's going to be, come to the new year, Binance and Huobi are going to be not allowing that of Ontario, Canada residents, which is where I'm located, to trade. So therefore, I have to make some sort of decision in the next couple of months on the size of the bag of Theta that I want to hold, which is my largest holding outside of precious metals, silver. Which I'll put up on the screen. Now, after I'm done this, I'm going to talk about the energy shift to finish this off. And I'm going to try to make a video tomorrow. If there's no video tomorrow or on Monday, that is because I literally cannot upload it. If I can upload on Monday, I will. So unless, if my internet and hydro goes out, I suppose that's the only way else I wouldn't do it. Even if my hydro goes out, I can still upload videos. But with that, because I got cell phone, I also got backup energy. So therefore, anyway, this is silver, and I think it's going to have monster days. And I think one easy way to decide, when should you be selling silver? Well, two answers, and they're both going to answer. They're both the same. When the price is high, and if it's hard to sell, then don't sell it. If it's easy, then sell it, kind of deal. Because when markets are in these, like everyone's getting into cryptos, as markets go up, it's becoming easier to sell Bitcoin. 70, 80, 90, 100,000 is going to be even a little easier than it was when it was 5,000 and 4,000 back in the day, and 11,000. Right now, silver at $25, not so easy. $50, a little easier. And then we got like 100, 200, 300, and then it's going to be like everyone wants in, and it's whatever. And gold, 1782, it's just probably going to follow suit, I believe. Now, I've been sick for, this is probably my second longest and second worst, definitely second worst anyway, cold that I've had. It's been now about 8 days long now, a little over 8 days. And I called the doctor Friday. And the doctor called me back. And he basically was saying, like, I pretty much can't prescribe anything. But he asked the question, well, are you double vaxxed? And I said, no, of course. No, I didn't say, I said no. And then he's asking me, well, why not, kind of deal. And I answered in one word. That word was statistics. He really was okay. He didn't really say anything else more upon that. But did say I really can't do anything. And well, you're going to have to get a test for what's going on because basically, you could have COVID. I did take a test on Friday. I don't mind doing it. My first ever, actually. Came up negative. So it will be interesting to see what happens on Monday, although I don't even know if I really need any meds right now because it's not as bad as it was on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday last week. It was really bad then. And probably the second worst to like 5, 6 years ago, 7 years ago, but pre-crypto days, like 2015, maybe 2016. Actually, it was before I moved here, so it would have been, is that my old place? Yeah, 2014-ish. So, yeah, that is that. But way, 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 way back when. The timeline, we're going to go back to the late 2006. And I had some family members talking about what was called a book called The Secret. There's also a video series that went with it too, which was the law of attraction and manifesting beautiful things, basically. Very skeptical at first, and I wanted to go look, and I watched it and read it and all that type of stuff. I read bits and pieces. I didn't read the whole book, but I did read parts and segments, though. And I watched the documentary at like a thing, and I thought the interesting ideas were interesting. The way they presented the feature was, you can call it maybe half-truths, maybe. But I did find that aspect interesting. And I got into a lot of spirituality then and was just really curious about that kind of stuff. But all of a sudden, I don't know how to explain this. This is a paranormal event. But on one random day, things were a lot different where I was like doing things. I'm not going to say in depth of what it was, but it was really weird. And it wasn't normal. And then different miscellaneous things I was able to do that was different. One thing is like I got a major fear of bees, but I was able to like look at a bee like 2 inches away, right at it, like eyed a bee. It was without fear and it didn't sting me, which was really odd. And just so many other things, and messages were coming in at the same point. A lot of them were stupid or personal, if you will, and one was for the entire universal way of living. And it talked about five key big events, which numbers 2 and 4 being very small. Well, it started with a message in my head that came, the halfway point is almost here. I'm like, okay, what the F are we talking about? Halfway point of the world. And I'm thinking, like coming soon, like, and then I'm getting like a year within like decades, basically, like not long. And then I'm thinking, well, quite frankly, and I'm thinking this at the time, and really, I'm trying to even conversating it at or state like talking back to myself, if you will, whatever at the time. 40, 50,000 years, 100,000 years is pretty much nothing compared to the billions and billions of years we've been here. And I mean, that's really, really soon. You're going on that level. I'm like, yeah. And as it goes, and then days later, it was explained a little clearer that at the start, you can imagine there's like the biggest number you can think of in your life. That's the amount of balls there are. Then you take one of those balls, and you put like a just a water drop, if you will, of love energy, and everything else is like negative. And then what's going to happen as we move forward, it's going to keep on getting bigger and bigger, but it's going to do so at a very slow speed to start and consistently get bigger. Now, the speed of time moving from level 1 to level 2, or what basically the time in which, 5,000 years, over 5,000 years ago, so 3,000 something BC, is when the amount of energy at that point would have reached 25% positive, 75% negative. So why a lot of bad things happen in this world, why people are getting murdered, why we have all the sickness and all the suffering going on, well, it's because there's more bad energy than good energy. And then this move that goes to this 50% is going to be like a major increase, like of monster proportions. I don't know what the numbers were. It could go from like 43 to 57 in like literally a few years. And even 48 to 52 in a few days. That is, or 40 to 60, it's going to be one of those really, really fast moves. But what was mentioned along the way was a lot of big things going to happen. More stuff is going to happen. Like it's going to be like a colossal energy of like a holy crap things. All the things are going to die off. Like we're talking, everything's going to die off based of the way we do things. All the negative ways turn into positive ways. So that means if something as is being done now is negative, like a monetary system, the educational system, the healthcare system, the way you eat, all that type of stuff, hey, she's changing now. And a lot of bad things are going to come in. There's going to be, and so when I'm seeing the events of like this, the COVID-19 and stuff like that, I'm like, that's surprising. It's just begun, or that big black swan event that I can't even just predict what it would be hasn't happened yet. But it's going to be bad. And amongst such, a lot was told to me that life, people, it's surviving ain't going to be easy. Even when you work really, really hard, there's a lot of, it's like a video game, a lot of different levels, and you only got one life to do it kind of deal. You lose. Although video games, sometimes you get multiple lives, but you get the idea. That a lot of stages, a lot of different variables that can come into play. I believe, though, there's going to be a lot of good coming. So And that's what's basically what we've been told too, in the sense, moving forward, that means that we go from like 30, 39, 40, 41, 42% of the allocated energy in the world to be positive and moving higher, but more and more is available every single day going forward until that event. And then after that, it's all law of polarity in the sense it falls back pretty much the same speed that it leaves. So the last couple days before the event would be like the first couple days after the event, but more positive. The last 40 years before this would be like the next 40 after, so on and so forth. I'm not going to get too much in the post like 2,000 years from now, 500 years from now, that stuff, but it's probably going to be amazing. But again, into the 20s as we move forward, surviving to this point, a lot of variables. So, first, you got the. I think there's something going on in which maybe some people are eating new foods, and maybe they're drinking new waters, and maybe they're getting it via a needle. I'm not going to give it a name, but maybe it hurts people a lot to the point where some of them die on it. And then there's going to be people on the internet that are going to say, and they're doomed. There's no cure for it. Well, guess what? There's going to be a lot of positive things that come out. I think for anything that people think, okay, we're doomed for, we're going to see some amazing positive things that's going to work within it. I feel if you work towards the positive energies, it's just going to be easier and easier to manage going forward. So that will conclude it. Now I go back to the charts. Then whether it happens or doesn't, I don't know, but it does seem freakishly like it will. And when I was given that, that was like on day 6 that happened of everything. And I literally had to go to the hospital the next day. And I mean, everything was pretty much gone and that thing left me. But I mean, it literally took a lot out of me, kind of deal. So, yeah, thank you for tuning in. And again, I'm going to try to upload something on Monday. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Take care. Bye-bye.